Well, hello to everybody. I am Birgitta. We are standing in front of the community building in Sofielund. We are very honored to have with us today a guest from India, Mr. Oswald. He's standing here beside me. He's since 25-30 years involved in organic farming in South India. And he has been present in Malmö for the European Social Forum and sharing his views and experiences with people from all over the world. Now, I want to ask you, Oswald, why are small farmers in India involved in organic farming? What is organic farming?
Organic farming is utilizing traditional seeds. Organic farming is utilizing organic manure for soil fertility. It is using a non-pesticidal approach in pest control. It is predominantly producing for the family and for the community and putting the surplus in the market.
If I have understood it correctly, organic farming is also a way of producing good food, healthy food, secure food. What is good food to you?
Conventional farming food is with chemical fertilizers and chemical pesticides. Organic farming is food without chemical fertilizers and without chemical pesticides. And this is good food and this is safe food.
Do people in India want good and safe food, or is it just European middle-class people who ask for this?
It is a growing upper middle class in India who are looking at organic food because it's safe food, and because of the increased number of diabetes, the increase in blood pressure, the increase in liver and kidney problems, that the educated upper middle class is looking at organic in India, and there is also a growing demand for organic in Europe and US.
And if we look upon organic farming from the perspective of the farmer, the producer, the small farmer, what is his or her stake in this kind of agriculture? What is the thing that is most important to them?
For the small farmer and the landless agriculture producer, for him to produce organically is because the non-cash food available on his farm, the wild weeds, the wild edible weeds, is without pesticides, and it can be consumed, and it is available 150 days during the cropping season. The wild crabs are on the field if he does not spray pesticide, and the wild frogs and the small ruminants is available for consumption in an organic field.
I have also understood that organic farming in a sense has to do with the power over the seeds that you need, the power over the whole production of grain and of whatever we need to eat, the production of the farmer, quite simply. Is the farmer in conventional agriculture, is he threatened by the circumstances of agriculture and trade in the world? I'm talking especially of the small farmer. What is his reality in today's setup in the world?
The small farmer is threatened because the seed companies determine the fertilizer to be applied, the quantity of fertilizer to be applied. They determine the weedicide that is to be applied. They determine the pesticide and the quantity of pesticide that should be applied. So the small farmer today who is practicing conventional agriculture is at the mercy of the multinational.
Am I, as a customer, when I go and buy, let's say, coffee from India or cotton in my T-shirt that also comes from India, am I also in the? Am I dominated by the multinationals as well?
The multinational controls the seed, they control the fertilizer, they control the weedicide, they control the pesticides. 10 multinationals control the seed to the supermarket, control 90% in the world, and 5 top multinationals control 60% of the seed to the supermarket in the world.
So, if I understand it correctly, the small farmers in India, as the small farmers all around the world, they are now getting organized. We have heard a lot about that during the social forum, and they get organized so that they themselves will be able to eat good, healthy, secure food, and also to be able to produce other items in a healthy way, like cotton that we mentioned. Well, I do not grow cotton and I cannot grow coffee, but I can buy it. I'm a consumer. How can I, as a consumer, an ordinary human being here in Sweden, how can I support the organization and the struggle of the Indian farmer?
One way of supporting is 90%, 48% of the grain that is being utilized is going into cattle feed for cows, for sheep and for pork, is by reducing on consumption of meat, by avoiding eating products of the 5 big multinationals, and in redefining our consumer values, we will be able to contribute to a more sustainable living and to sustainability of the small farmer.
Okay, that sounds optimistic because it means that we can do something. How does fair trade come into this equation and this struggle?
By supporting fair trade, we can also, in a very big way, support the producer. Is today unfair trade, the farm gate price of the produce is very miserable today, and today fair trade is contributing in giving a reasonable price for the farm gate price for the small producer. It is giving reasonable wages to the producer at the value added point, and it is also giving better working facilities for workers in the production stage and the value addition stage.